Pretty sure. Weed shit and it's good, y'all. You should play right. I heard you eating paint chips for display. I heard you stir at the sun displays a lie. I heard you cold out your mind display. I heard I'm dry. Talking about my ham cut. Talking about ham cut. He's a stinky. I don't see much. You watched the third one? Even though it's the third Jurassic Park, you would do with the Spinosaurus and the Pterodactyl. Flying pterodactyl. You don't want to see the pterodactyl. The pterodactyl. The pterosaur. Marvel Panda. Shit, man, I didn't even see a lot of these. Then starting to get into movies. I kind of gave up watching all the movies. I guess nobody wanted to see. Not that bad. Better than the Jurassic. Explain that to yourself, man. You can't. It makes it goddamn. Doth not make sense. Anyway, I started reading Jurassic Park yesterday because I've been. I don't know, over the past few months, I decided that I wanted to kind of just re-tap into a bunch of the things that I was always into when I was younger, on my original special interests. And it turns out a lot of them are still very much my special interest. I just kind of got distracted by life and other special interests. And dinosaurs are fucking awesome, dude. I forgot how much I liked dinosaurs. I've been doing nothing but listening to dinosaur shit, painting and drawing dinosaurs, thinking about dinosaurs. And then I decided, you know what? It's time for me to read Jurassic Park. Something I've been meaning to read since I saw that movie back in 90. it was probably 94, because I didn't see it till it came out on video. We like rented it right when it came out. But back then it took like a year at least before a big movie was on home video. It might not have even been till 95, honestly. Actually, I'm just gonna look it up. It's crazy. Like, people, if you were born within the past 20 years, you have no idea how long you had to wait back in the day. If you didn't see the movie in the theaters, you weren't gonna see it for a while. It took a minute before they put out home videos. And they were usually just VHS. Jurassic Park VHS release date. When did that fucking thing drop? October 4th of 94. No, oh wait, it hit theaters in June 10th of 93. And you didn't get it on video until October 4th, 1994. So, more than a year. It's like, that's crazy. And now it's like at same time a lot of the time. And if not, then like at the most like a couple months if it's doing really good in theaters. You really don't have to wait that long now. But back then, there's way more incentive to go see something in the movies. If you were interested in it anyway. Otherwise, you're gonna be waiting. But yeah, so I would have seen it in October of 94. So we rented that, like, I remember it was like after school I came home and my like stepmom and grandma had it. They had some other movies, but I think they got that. I don't know. But they just said that it had dinosaurs in it. So I was like, I am in, dude. You said dinosaurs? I didn't even know what Jurassic Park was somehow back then. It had like flown over my head in radar at the time. But so I kind of watched it blind, which is like the only thing I knew going in was that there's supposed to be dinosaurs. And I was like, that's cool. I like dinosaurs. But other than that, I had no idea what it was. And it was pretty cool. I loved it, and I still love it. And I wanted to read the book since then. And yeah, I did read books like that. Maybe not quite then, but within the next 2 years, I was reading the Resident Evil novelizations and stuff, so. Or maybe 3 4 years max. I liked books a lot, so I just like read all the time. Not like I was like smart or anything. I mean, I was, but not that smart. Anybody who read for fun as much as I did would have been able to read at a higher level than most of the other kids at that point. You could always tell the kids that read. It's like me and like maybe one other person that were reading any of the big books. But the thing is, like, we had a reading thing, so like you would get points for reading books and taking the little quizzes. But the big, harder books are worth way more points. And then Goosebumps books, I used to read one a day for a while because I had my whole collection and they were good for the points. So I would just go home after school each day and read one of my books. It takes 3 hours to read a Goosebumps book, or at least that's how long it took me then. So I just read one each day, and then took all the tests, and got so many points. I got the most points of anybody in the whole school that month. It was so dope. They were like, what did you do? I was like, I just read one Goosebumps book a day for 3 weeks. That's all. Those books were so cool. I wish I still had mine. Goosebumps books were awesome. And they were my prequel to all the adult horror novels. like Stephen King, The House of Leaves, H.P. Lovecraft, etc., so forth, so on. Kind of Kafka. Kafka's one of my favorites, and it could be kind of horror if it's definitely psychological horror for sure. Some of his stuff is anxiety inducing. It's kind of why I like it. It feels like you're having a mental break. It's fucking awesome. But like, I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't be awesome if you were, but it feels awesome that you can feel that in a contained way by readings. Like, read The Metamorphosis if you haven't yet. That book is crazy. That's not really even a book. It's more like a, like, I think it's, does it count as a novella? It's either a long short story or a short novella. Metamorphosis. It's a novella, alright. The Metamorphosis is a novella by Franz Kafka that tells the story of Gregor Samsa, who wakes up one morning transformed into a giant insect, exploring themes of alienation, identity, and the human condition. It's so good. It's weird, but it makes so much sense at the same time. I knew when I first read that, I was like, dude, I found a new author that I'm gonna like. And I did. Kafka is cool. I recommend him if you like surreal and psychological horror type stuff. And like staring into the abyss of like mental illness type stuff. It's very, he has a lot of it reminds me of H.P. Lovecraft in a lot of ways with the kind of like you're reading it and it seems like the character that wrote the person that's, what the fuck am I looking for? The narrator sounds like they're having, like, they're slowly breaking from reality or something, or that they may have never been attached to it at all to begin with, or maybe everything is real. It's you don't really know, and it's awesome. I love that. You're just like, what is even happening? And a lot of Kafka stuff, it feels like a bad dream where just stuff is just happening and it's all anxiety inducing, but it never really makes sense. But it all kind of makes sense, and you're just like, oh god, this is not good, but it's also great, if that makes sense. I'm just kind of hyped about reading right now because I finally found a book that's got me wanting to read a lot again. Jurassic Park, dude. Dinos. Alright, I started this. It's gonna be some mushrooms. And, start in the background. I'm gonna get something down for the background and then slowly build it up. I can put the reference pick up on screen too. Give me a second here. I have it. Where is it? I know I have it. There it is. It's just copy and paste it into a private. Let's see. It was just. Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's a pretty cool movie, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it actually kind of sucks. I love it from nostalgia. No, I'm not even gonna lie. I actually legitimately love the first Independence Day movie, even though it is kind of dumb in a lot of ways. I saw that in the movies, and that shit was so cool when I was a little kid. I was like, dude, aliens. It's fucking terrifying, dude. I used to have dreams, like, before I even saw that movie, I used to have dreams of giant ships like that coming down all over the earth. I still have dreams like that sometimes. They're really fucking crazy, weird dreams. They're always very lucid dreams. And, I don't know. It's weird. I only had nuclear holocaust dream once, where the saw the nukes over the horizon, or maybe 2 times. But I've had the alien and giant alien ships coming down out of space dreams a lot of times over my life. Not super consistent or anything, but just it happens. Those are gnarly dreams. My dreams are better than Independence Day. Like nothing ever really happens in the dreams most of the time, but they're still cool. Bunch of weird giant shit. It's basically the same thing that happens in the movie, except different. Obviously, the movie influenced those dreams after I saw it. Sky Dooch! Those aliens is explode. Aliens explode. Because they're just like us. Bloodthirsty creatures. I mean, honestly, this is what we would do if we went to an alien world. Act all surprised that they came. They were doing it before you could. I used to draw this stuff too. I used to draw movies that I saw a lot. Uh, could have guessed. Aliens. Entities from another realm. E.T. is a cool alien. Elliot. Elio's pizza. Ouch. Hot. Burn tongue. That is a big flying saucer. Alien spacecraft. Space madness. Captain's log 382. The crew has been in space for 1,000,000,000 days. They're running out of food. Oh, ice cream bar. A precious ice cream bar. You should see the second one. It literally becomes Star Wars. That's the problem. Your head explode. Wait, why does it still say it's on this? Ship all banged up. That was back when Will Smith was cool, dude. It's so weird. He got so weird, dude. When I was a little kid and this movie came out, he was one of the coolest people on earth. Between Independence Day and Men in Black, and there's a few other like more serious action movies. And it was nuts. And then The Fresh Prince was such a good show. One of the best sitcoms. Which is saying a lot, because most of them are pretty corny. I like a lot of sitcoms, just because I grew up watching them. But I recognize how stupid and corny a lot of them are. Everything always resolves perfectly at the end of every episode. Unrealistic. Not that things have to be realistic all the time. I remember thinking that the first time I seen this movie. That's what I thought too. I was like, why is the sand white? But then again, it's like, I've never really been to a desert, so what the fuck do I know? Sand is probably all different colors. Not just beige. It depends what type of dirt and mixture it is, and how dry it is. Oh, definitely. No. I need to figure out how to make brown. But, like, I mean, I know there's so many different ways. I gotta learn color theory a lot more than I do already. I gotta get brown somehow, dude. I somehow don't have brown. But I also don't want to buy more paint. Because color theory is important to know. Because you really. I think you only really need, like. I think just the primary colors, right? I think if you have the primary colors, white and black, you can pretty much do anything. If you have enough of them. And just keep mixing and matching in different ways. First take a bunch of primary colors, make a bunch of secondary colors, and then make some tertiary colors. To mix brown paint, combine equal parts of primary colors, red, yellow, and blue, or use complementary colors like orange and blue to achieve it. I have to do orange and blue. I did it earlier, but it came out too dark. I gotta use more orange and less. Where's my paint, dude? That's Norn and alien stick. Got some stickers. Norn and alien. Tie-dye alien. God, oh God. Speaking. Yeah, yeah, fucking A, dude. Nuke the aliens. Nuke the aliens. The aliens. Wait a minute. Here, let's see. We're just gonna put a little bit of blue at a time. Lights. When you do that, and then doesn't matter. No, no computer. It sounded good. Yes. Yeah, you should definitely. They didn't expect to get out. But I went to